Hey, what's going on? Have you ever struggled to accomplish something and wondered why God wasn't there to help you out? Do you feel like you're just going out on your own and He's not really there for you? Well, maybe it's because you need to get out of God's way. And so today we're going to talk about exactly that. Hi, I'm Chad Torreson with Directional Faith, where my goal is to help you find faith with a purpose and to learn to discern God's will for your life. And today we're talking about how do we get out of God's way and why do you need to get out of God's way? The inspiration for today's message actually comes from Mark 9. It's a story where the disciples were out evangelizing and doing the things that Jesus had asked them to do. They were healing the sick and they're even driving out demons. Well, there's one particular demon that they were having a hard time with and they weren't able to do it. Jesus shows up, spends a few minutes, talks to the man's father, and before he knew it, Jesus had accomplished it. After Jesus drove out the demon, the disciples went up to him and asked, "Hey, what did you do? How did you accomplish this?" They had tried everything, but it just wasn't working. So they had the honest question of, why were they not able to do it? And maybe that's the same type of question that you have right now. There's things that you're trying to accomplish in this life. You've tried everything you can. You've put all of your talents and abilities into something, and you're still not getting the results that you wanted. Maybe you're trying to get a new job, or you're studying for school. You're trying to build a new ministry. Whatever the case may be, you're feeling like you're struggling, that you've done everything you can and you're just not getting the results. You're struggling, you feel alone, and you don't feel like God is there for you. I've felt that way too. There are times where, even with this ministry, I feel like I'm not gaining traction or I'm not getting the exposure that I'd hoped. But I've learned something from this Bible verse, and this is why I wanted to share it with you. So the answer to whatever you may be facing and my ability to grow a ministry was simple. Jesus said to them they needed to take it to God in prayer. That if they wanted to be able to cast out that demon, it was going to be through prayer. Of course, that seems obvious. Why wouldn't the disciples take it to Him in prayer? Well, because they had fallen into a pattern. They were out there and they were healing and they were casting out demons. This was regular practice for them. And after a while, maybe it just became routine. They weren't actually giving it to God each time that they were to heal someone or cast out a demon. They were relying on themselves to make it happen. Yes, Jesus had given them these gifts, but they still came from God. And they were losing sight of where these gifts came from in the first place. And so when we want to accomplish something, we have to follow the same thing. We have to realize that, yes, we have to do our part. We have to do what we can. But in the end, we need to take it to prayer. Now, why is this important? We might have all the talents in the world, but that's exactly what they are. They're talents of the world. If you're expecting God-sized movement in your life, you've got to give it to God. You're never going to be able to do it on your own. And right now you might be thinking, I did take it to God in prayer. He's just not answering it. But are you getting out of God's way? If you take it to prayer, but then you step right back in and you start trying to make it happen yourself again, God's never going to be able to accomplish anything if you keep stepping on His toes. For example, if I try to build this ministry here, and then I give it to God in prayer and I say, God, please help me expand this ministry. But in the next moment, I jump right back in again and try to make it happen myself. That's not letting go and letting God. There's no way God can accomplish what He needs to in my life if I don't give Him the room and the space to make it happen. Maybe you're like me. You're somebody that isn't used to asking for help. You spend all your time trying to build things on your own. We're taught in this society that being a self-made man or woman is the pinnacle of what it means to be successful. And so we've been taught at an early age to rely only on ourselves. So turning to God is something that we may not naturally do. We may say that we are. We may even take it to Him in prayer. But the moment after, we're stepping right back in and trying to take it on ourselves again. So if you really want to accomplish your goals, start a ministry, complete school, get a new job, do what you can, do your part, but then step out of God's way and let Him do His part. Take it to Him in prayer and just leave it there and allow Him to take it. So if you really want to accomplish your goals, start with the talents and the gifts that God has given you, but then take it to Him in prayer. Give Him that trust. Allow Him to work in your life. Get out of God's way, and miracles will start to happen in your life. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and I've left you a couple of videos over here to help you discern God's will for your life. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.